I'm going to now give you a different perspective from what I've seen in the industry for aesthetics. I would, at this point, say, I guess I'm an expert in terms of Instagram for med spas. So I would say that's my specialty at the moment. And I have a passion for video and connecting with people through that medium. So I hope I can provide some good information more specifically on that type of stuff. So Cheryl, thank you.
Okay.
You made some great points. So hopefully I can just
Yeah. Keep
continue.
going.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so just to recap, we want to provide watchable content. People are seeking that right now. We are starting to maybe leave the house a little bit more, but I still think video is going to be relevant. It's always going to be relevant. You want to let people to get to know you before they walk through your door. I think we mentioned this before that the savvy consumer is going to be doing research on you before they walk through your door. They're going to look at your LinkedIn. They're going to look at your Instagram, whether it's for 3 minutes or 20 minutes. Maybe if they like you a lot, they're going to dive deeper and like to know more information of what you're providing and how you talk on social. So I think having that video component just is an easy way to stay personable during this time. And you want to supply your honest opinion. You are the credible provider, so they're going to be trusting you for that information. And you want to embrace your human and personal side. I mean, right now people are looking for connecting on, and video is just the most perfect way to do that, especially on social. And I mean, we call it social media, not just so we can look at pictures, it's so we connect. So you really want to lean into that social aspect of social media. Video is just your best option. It's okay to talk about your business right now. And it's great to experiment with video right now because you may have that extra downtime, and Cheryl provided some awesome tips on how to start practicing with that. But just remember to let it be gentle and organic and do what feels right for you. You don't feel like you want to copy someone. You just want it to be your personality and what makes you naturally you. And I think that it was really powerful and stands out more on video and on social these days.
And I also think, to add to that, that be transparent with the audience and tell them this is your first video and that you'd love feedback. And that's okay. Make believe you're talking to your friends because, you know, that's how you should feel when you're talking.
Right, totally. Make it a conversation. So it is social. So yeah, being honest would be a nice touch to make you maybe a little vulnerable and tell people I'm trying, but I really want to connect with you right now and let you know what's going on in my business currently, what services, promotions we have. So yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, so we're going to dive deeper into Instagram. So here are just, I think, some really important tips and tools for video production. The items in bold to me are the most important. Again, iPhone, Android, you have video production in your phone. You don't need a digital camera. You don't need any of that type of tools, but iPhone, Android, both are great for doing what we're talking about today. Lighting is super important. You really want lots of light. So we talk about ring lights. We can go on for ring lights for a while. Natural light is really nice as well. That golden hour, right, Cheryl, is a really nice touch, and it's a really great. It's really nice for showing your skin and glowing skin. So if you're really trying to promote a product, that could be a really nice touch to show that or show off how your skin is affected by that golden hour light. So I hope this doesn't get too technical, but there are two different types of video. There's 1080 and there's 4K. It depends on your phone storage, but I like 4K, and it's really simple in your iPhone to switch from 4K for video. You just have to go to your settings, camera, and there should be an option there to switch to 4K for video filming. Yeah, 4K is just top of the line, and we're just so lucky that we can make videos on our phone with that type of medium. So definitely recommend 4K for video filming. And it also just enhances the quality of it, because I don't know about you guys, but if you're scrolling through Instagram, you really want to get people to stop scrolling. So if you were to post a video that was grainy and not the best quality, people are just going to go right for it. So 4K, best option. If you are filming yourself talking, you can have the option to turn your phone on airplane or do not disturb, so that you don't get disturbed and you don't get distracted. So I think that's a really nice little tidbit that many people might not know. You do have the option of front facing or front facing meaning, let me just show you. This is the front face and this is the back. So you have two cameras. If you feel more comfortable, this is very natural. But if you felt like to do like this, it could be better quality, but it just depends how you're filming it. Either is fine, but just know that you do have front facing and back facing. And you want to clean your lens. These things get so dirty. So maybe before you start, you just, clean it with your shirt so it's not a little cloudy, or when you start, I just messed it up with my fingernail again. So
Clean it with your mask.
oh. Yeah, whatever you got, right? Whatever you have at the moment. But cleaning your lens is important. Sometimes I even forget. I think it's nice to just do it right before you start. And you want to frame your shot. So if you want to maybe leave a little space between your head and the top of the shot, I think that's nice. You don't really want it to be heavy chest and then head on top, because it's a little awkward. So something to keep in mind. So little headroom above you, head, and then shoulders, a nice cutoff point. You want to keep eye contact. So I'm talking to you right now with eye contact. It's nice, but if I were talking like this and you're trying to watch my video, it's just not appealing, and it kind of doesn't add that conversational approach to a video. And another thing that maybe sounds a little elementary, maybe to some, but maybe not to others. Social media is a medium that is very vertical and it's not horizontal. So I think your best bet is filming straightforward vertical as opposed to horizontal. Vertical videos take up more space on the screen as opposed to vertical. So always maybe stick with vertical and never horizontal. So yeah, I mean, editing is just a whole other concept, but I think if you do live videos, there's no need for editing because it's live. So that could be a great option for you if you feel like video is not, if editing is not something you can really handle at the moment. You can film videos that are less than 60 seconds, and then really there's, again, no option for video for editing. You can use Instagram stories, which is a more natural and organic approach, and we'll get more into stories in a little bit. And anything that you film, you can always edit and repurpose on other platforms, which Cheryl mentioned really nicely previously about just the fact that any type of video that you make could be repurposed on your website, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. I mean, it could go on any other medium. And if you really maybe were like, I want to amp up my video production game, here are some App Store editing tools that I recommend. Adobe Rush, CuteCut, InShot. Mojo is a cool way to add your branding and an aesthetic feel to your videos. Some do have a one-time monthly fees included with them, so just take that into consideration. But editing is not necessary, because again, we are approaching a more natural and organic way of filming and adding that sense of personality to our video, especially in aesthetics and so promoting your business. So just some things to consider. So I'm going to get down to the basics of the different types of videos we have on Instagram. So I think stories are really an awesome tool for businesses. So you're able to share all the moments of your day, and not just the ones that you want to be more curated and professional, in a sense where maybe it's a nicely taken photo or a super edited video. I mean, stories are just a behind the scenes, you can say, way to just provide how maybe the day to day is running your business, quick videos of your treatments, um, silly stuff. You can add GIFs and overlay text on them. GIFs are like little moving images. You can add a call to action, like a swipe up if you have over 10,000 followers. So it's really a more um, interactive approach to Instagram. You can have polls where you can do a lot of like little focus groups within your community to find out what people want to see from you. You can ask them questions. You can tell them to send you a DM. So maybe you collect their email. I mean, like, it's such a cool interactive way to gather information, to add personality, to show behind the scenes, which people kind of like to see these days. And think of it as like a slideshow. So you're able to post photos and videos. Um, Videos are 15 seconds, or they actually allow you to do up to a minute now. And then you can tap through each to view the content. I wouldn't recommend doing more than 7 stories a day because I think it gets a little boring because someone can easily just swipe to the next person that they follow to view their story. So you want to keep it concise, but also fun and educational, entertaining, those type of things. So that's stories. Next, we're going to go on to IGTV, which is Instagram TV. It's kind of like Instagram's YouTube. So if you maybe made a cool testimonial video or you had like a consultation that you filmed with a patient, here's a nice way to upload that to your Instagram. So you're going to upload videos that are 61 seconds, so more than a minute to 10 minutes, to then create that type of YouTube video. Again, it is vertical, so keep that in mind. And IGTV videos are able to go up on your feed. So again, it lives on your feed, but it's just a longer video. And on that feed, you'll be able to preview the first 60 seconds, and then they have the option to watch more. And it'll take up their whole screen. It's a really nice touch to just, if you didn't want to make a YouTube, you have a YouTube type option available on IGTV. And then there's the feed post, the original Instagram video. It's evolved a lot since Instagram was first introduced in 2013, which that's really interesting that we've been doing this Instagram thing for so long, and it's still a really powerful medium. So definitely take that into consideration. If you haven't made an Instagram at this point, it's still really prevalent since 2013. Just a great tool, especially in our aesthetic space industry and all that. So yeah, I mean, a feed post is just really simple. You can just grab a video from your camera roll and just post it to your grid feed. So I showed 2 examples. This photo on the bottom with you know, this probably makeup blogger, mom, girl with coffee. Like, this would show up on your feed, but on the right is the Aerolase grid, as they call it. So a grid is pretty much your profile, but all individual squares showing the grid of photos that you've most recently posted, and people can scroll through your grid. So here's just some content ideas for you. You know, right now we're like at a visual contest with social, or with a video on social. So I hope these are just some like really nice idea starters for you and some thought provokers as to how you can utilize specific ideas for your platform. You know, answer FAQs. You can have people, you can leave a video talking about how you want to do an Instagram live, or you want to answer people's questions on stories. So leave comments below with your questions and I'll answer them live on stories. That's something you can do. You can perform services on yourself, staff, or family member if you are still on this quarantine situation. I think performing treatments on your husband could be kind of silly and fun, entertaining, but also educational. Again, I'm really strong with the entertaining, but also the educational aspect of Instagram, and especially for video. And you just want to make sure those two elements are added in your video. How-tos, DIY. If you want to be known as that skincare professional, whether it is through Aerolase lasers or it is through Botox and skincare, maybe you're at home doing some how-tos, DIY. I see some practitioners performing chemical peels on themselves, and or maybe they're making a face mask, and whether it works out or not, it could be silly and then entertaining to watch, add some humor to it. So you can also do from the Vanity series. I don't know about you, but I like YouTube. I'm a big YouTube fan. And Vogue does this really awesome series where they have celebrities from their vanity to show their skincare routine. So why can't you do something like that? You set up your mini tripod, maybe you're in your cute little robe, and in that you're providing this upsell where you're talking about the products you provide, why they work for you personally. So I mean, not only are you trying to sell products, but you know that they work personally for you and you want to share those results with your patients. Something like that could be like 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be too long. Or 10 minutes. If you're chatty and you kind of are passionate about your products and the things that you do and things that you provide in your office, you may realize that you're going longer than 5 minutes. Yeah, behind the scenes from the office, that could be a great avenue for stories. I mean, if you wanted to show like in fast motion how you guys are cleaning the office and you put some music on top of it, like that classical like Bumblebee song, I'm not gonna sing it for you right now, but just kind of adds like again, a nice touch, a nice humorous touch to the situation going on right now. You're cleaning, you're scrubbing between each patient, you guys are wearing the mask. I mean, you can really kind of make it lighthearted and fun at this moment. Patient testimonials, I mean, are awesome. If you can just maybe ask of course, with consent after the treatment with your patient, if you wouldn't mind if we filmed you for about a minute, and you just tell us about your result or your situation, why you came here, why you thought Aerolase or another treatment was the best option for your skin. Did it beat your expectations? What were you expecting? How do you feel now? I mean, those type of things are really a nice touch to add to your feed, just to show that that social proof that people are talking about the treatments afterwards and they're willing to provide that testimonial. You can even overlay, and now again, I know we're all at different skill levels right now, but you can even overlay the footage of the treatment as on top of the person talking about the treatment, so it adds a nice dynamic video and a nice editing touch to the so it's not so boring. I mean, it's not usually boring. If you have a testimonial that goes for about 30 seconds, I think that's nice. But if you want it to go a little bit longer and show how that person actually was getting the treatment done, you can add some music over it to kind of give it a little pep. I mean, all these things are possible. Again, not necessary, but there's always ways to be that next level.
The only comment I want to make is that if they feel overwhelmed, I'm sure there's somebody young in the office who finds this super easy like you, and they can ask for some help. That's the first thing. The second thing is, if you're going to use a testimonial or a video about a patient, make sure that they have signed off that it's okay for you to use their testimonials, their pictures, their comments, their quotes, their photos, and you might even update that every year as when somebody comes in on an annual basis. Just make sure that you have your paperwork in order, because I've seen problems with that. Most people are happy these days. It's very different than it was in the past. But you will have some that will say no, and you have to really honor that.
No, that's a really good point. And I talk to a lot of Aerolase customers, and sometimes they're just like, I don't want to do this. And my canned response is, you know what, I get it. So here's what you do. You find the youngest person in your office. Maybe you pay them a little bit more, because I don't really think people understand that social media is a job. It's a marketing platform that is so powerful, and to be great at it, it needs a lot of love and nurture to go with it. So if you can't give it your all, or 75%, hire someone or someone young in your office. Say, could you help us? I'll pay you a little bit more. I'm adding to your job description, but we really want to get started on it. And if they know how to do it, they're going to do it. If you feel like you still can't get it and you have that someone in mind, it's going to get done because it will come so naturally to them. Here are some other ways. You can film an online consultation and repurpose that on your profiles, information about support. Again, I mentioned this before, ask what they want to see next, send you a DM. A DM is a direct message on Instagram that goes into your inbox, so it's private. It's not not live, so not everyone can see it. It's just between you and your potential patient or patient, etc. Ways of giving back. I think that's a really fun way. Maybe you guys are dropping off food to hospitals. There's so many other ways that you could be giving back, and I think that's a really nice thing to add to your socials at the moment. And then obviously live treatment. So I'm not sure if you guys know, but if you do an Instagram live, you show up before all the other stories that were not live. So if you want to stay top of mind and you want to be the first thing that people see once they get on the Instagram app, doing a live video is great because it's going to show up that you are live right at the top of the screen. So I mentioned before, we want to stop the scroll, right? Because if you guys are using social, you're scrolling through, and for some reason there's something that catches your attention, you're going to stop, right? I don't want to say that we like those weird and satisfying things, and I don't say any of these applications right here are weird, but they're different. Things like acne. You see someone being treated for acne, that's interesting, and that's kind of it's like a little titillating. Like you want to see their skin being treated because acne is such a emotional thing. So I think things like acne, melasma is such a hot topic these days. So many young people, women of all ages, are suffering. So if they see a video with melasma, they're gonna be like, "Well, wait, there's something out there for melasma that you guys have." I'm intrigued. And then obviously with that video, you're gonna add information to support that in the caption about the treatment. And this is Aerolase, and we're treating melasma. And you're going to do it with this to X amount of times. A little bit more about the patient and why they're using the Aerolase for the melasma. So melasma is great. Skin of color. I know the community is not really fully aware yet of the ability to use laser on their skin safely. So I think any Aerolase user, if you have the option to film skin of color, I think that's a really important video to be sharing right now. Rosacea, nail fungus, psoriasis, those type of things. Again, they could be nail fungus. Obviously, is a little gross, but people have it, and that's something that's going to grab their attention and stop the scroll. So I think these type of treatments are really great to be sharing on video. Again, skin rejuvenation, things like that. You're going to have a lot of that coming through your door, especially as an Aerolase practitioner. So definitely film those, but I wouldn't shy away from doing these ones I have here.
The other thing is groups online. And like there used to be one called the Rosacea Society. For those that don't know, rosacea is adult acne. And people think it's like cancerous, which it's not. But you can go on the Rosacea Society and get into subgroups and then market through there. And that also would be very helpful. And that's just one example of many.
Great. Okay, so now we're going to show you some videos, and I'm going to pray this works. So here are some really good examples that I think of Aerolase practitioners that are using video at the moment.
Good morning. Please excuse the unprofessional, very amateur status of this post, but I do want to reassure everyone, while the office is closed, we do have telemedicine capabilities now, which means that if you email us if you request an appointment on our website, www.baldwingyn.com, or if you send us a message on Facebook, name and telephone number only, we will set up a telemedicine visit for you. We can bill insurance so that that can be covered, and we can take care of almost all problems outside of annual checkups, pap smears. But we don't want to let prescriptions expire. We don't want you to feel like you have to go to urgent care or the emergency room to take care of a problem that's coming up. So please know.
It was at the time, when COVID was happening, where people were a little maybe nervous. She joined us last week after Dr. Corbett. I think her practice is doing a really great job right now on videos, but she just got off on camera, off the cuff, and said information that her customers needed to know at the moment, and it was natural. It was informative. I mean, she provided multiple ways for her customers to get in touch with her, call to action, call me, DM us. She mentioned that she's offering telemedicine. So I think it was a really, at the moment, a nice touch for, how her business was handling the current situation. Okay, and here is another one that we have. It's a shorter one. Um, we're seeing a view of the treatment. We're seeing how you as a practitioner operates. You're wearing gloves, you're wearing a mask. You're seeing how the patient feels during the treatment, and it's a preview of what to expect during the treatment. So again, it was not a lengthy video, but it's pretty much summed up the situation as if I were to go get an Aerolase treatment, what I will be expecting. Maybe they filmed it with a tripod. Maybe someone in the office just filmed them doing the treatment. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you could go about doing a video like that. Okay, here is our third one, and then we'll have one more after this. So this video is another practitioner just speaking off the cuff naturally about some a promotion they have for the Aerolase treatments at the moment.
Hi everyone, it's Allison from Restoration Med Spa. Wanted to say hey to all our clients. We are missing you guys like crazy, but I wanted to invite you to take advantage of our current special. Today we have the Aerolase laser. As many of you know, it is wonderful to target all of those problem areas on your face, neck, chest, hands for fine lines, wrinkles, texture, and tone. It also helps with pigmentation, so some hyperpigmentation, fine lines, wrinkles, all those little stubborn red areas such as rosacea and melasma, and we'll combine it with a chemical peel with a package of 4. So purchasing a package of 4 at our $2.99 special will actually get you a complimentary chemical peel at no charge. So give us a call today to get that scheduled and get it on the books. Today only, $2.99 for Aerolase. Package of 4 will get you a complimentary chemical peel. 336-999-8295.
So this one was great, really a great one from Allison from Restoration Med Spa. It was natural, it was educational. She looked beautiful. She was speaking so softly and comforting, and she is talking about the treatments, and she sounds like she's passionate about it. Just the way her face is moving and her reaction to the different type of options. And then she also was adding that psychological reward. So if you do utilize their offer, then you will get an add-on chemical peel. And then she added that call to action, give us a call. So that's a great video. I love that one. And then we have one more for you. Now, I just want to say with this one that it was before COVID. She's not wearing a mask. I recommend wearing a mask, but at the time, things were different. but it's just another great video and example for video production with the Aerolase device.
So today we're doing an Aerolase treatment for melasma. It requires several treatments as well as a cream to help, but it really is pretty much painless. It also gets rid of 10 to 15% of hair, facial hair if it's brown or black. It helps close the pores a little bit, and it tightens the skin all in one treatment. So today she will end up being more plump, less wrinkles, tighter skin, and one step closer to having the melasma improved. As you can see, she's very comfortable, just relaxing here at Royalty Care Med Spa.
Yeah, so I love that one too. Again, it was at a different time, but it was a description of the treatment from the practitioner. It was clear and concise video quality, and you saw the treatment in action. So you saw how the practitioner operated. So again, another really great treatment. Maybe to enhance that, she added a microphone so we can hear her. The device does have a fan, so at times it could get somewhat loud, but I think it's not a deterrent in any way for filming. Again, a microphone or maybe having the filmer, someone who's filming talking. Maybe I think it was great. I don't think it got in the way of the video at all. And here's some information about virtual events. Cheryl talked about it really nicely, but just some more. You want to create a game plan, write it out, have some sort of outline of what you're going to be talking about that day. You want to choose the right time. Instagram stories is a great way to poll your patients and see, what time is best for you. Is 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. and then they pick, or then you do maybe 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. and whichever one gets the most taps or percentage of what time is available for them, then you choose that time. And you promote the event on Instagram feed, on your story feed, etc. You want to set up a video conference account with your business name. You don't want it to be like from your husband's Zoom account. I mean, that's a little, no, it's nice to have like a really nice professional experience, and it's coming from X Med Spa, and this is our account. So I think that's kind of important. Encourage engagement, encourage people to chat with you, keep it open. If they have any questions, just to chime in. And yeah, we want to add a focus. So maybe you're having an Aerolase acne event. So who are your prospects? So make a list of ideal clients that could be interested in this service. Whether you're sending it out on social or through email, you want to, if it's just something that's for rosacea or if it's about skin rejuvenation, there may be a certain population, patient population that is more interested in that. How can you gather this information? You have your ERM, your form submission on your website, Instagram DM, stories. You can ask people to send you their email through your inbox. Again, private. No one else will see it but you. Again, so another way to kind of get that important information. And then you'll always have their email, and you could drip them more information and promotions in the future. Yeah, then how do I market my service? A live demonstration is great if you're home performing it on somebody. Again, the laser's portable, so you can do those type of things. Aerolase has open house slides, so if you wanted to have that component available for your event, we have those for you. And then you can do a live testimonial. So maybe one of your patients joins and guys have a conversation about your results and what they felt and how they felt. And then you always want to add an offer for attending the virtual event, whatever that works for you at that time. So, and this is our last slide, I promise. So why video content one more time? It's a great way to repurpose content. Again, you can always share it on different mediums and platforms, your website, Facebook, Instagram feed. You can broaden your clientele and boost revenue because you're giving that inside scoop and more information before they walk through your door. You are entertaining and education. It's much better to do that through video than a photo. It's customer centric, conversational, and emotional. Right now is a great time to practice video, and it's also a great way to stay on top of mind. So it on that. And we did have like a couple questions, so let me see if I can navigate this. So is it video at 4K at 24, 30, or 60 frames per second? That's a good question. Um, Shout out to you for knowing that. That's really next level question. Yeah, that's a good question. I would say I don't think it would matter. It all depends on your storage, but I think 24 frames per second would be okay. Uh, with the Aerolase device, people might get confused. The flash lamp doesn't get picked up every time you flash, so I know people are like, it doesn't look like it's working. It is working. Just the video has trouble picking up the flash lamp beeping as or pulsing as fast as it does. So just keep that in mind. It should not get in the way in any way of how you're filming.